Rather unfortunate with Skype being all funny 2 weeks in a row. Hopefully next week's all better. So first thing I would like you to do, the scale stuff that you have filled out last week. If you got that memorized, please make a video and demonstrating that and send that over. So that's the first video to do. What's on screen right now is the next thing for the scales. So you're going to go up one, down the next. Up one, down the next. The starting note for each shape is there. So again, you're going to ascend that first bar. So climbing up. Then you're going to shift your hand down and you're going to work down there. So when you see the note on the low E string, your index finger is going to begin the shape. And every time you see the note on the high E string, pinky finger is going to begin the shape. So hopefully all that makes sense. Now, chords. I think you got the chords, the idea of the chords pretty good now. So what I want you to do, we're going to do the chord progression by number thing again. And this time you're going to use the 7th chords. So this is, I'm going to leave something up to you here as far as how much you strum, like how many times you strum the chord. And let's just cut off a little bit here. There we go. Alright. I'm going to demonstrate using a key that we're not going to do. So yes, play the following 4 progressions in the keys of C, G, and F, as we've done something similar before. Now, if you're having a hard time changing chords in time, just strum it once and give yourself 4 beats to get to the next chord. So for example, see, I'm going to use the key of A for this. So looking at the chord progression there, and this happens every single time, every progression. So that's the first progression there. Then it repeats, and then you got the resolve chord, which is the same as the first. So what you're going to do, it says strum each chord 4 times. Strum 3 if you're having a hard time transitioning chords. Strum the last chord once. So you can strum it less times if you're having a difficult time transitioning things. So this is the other thing I want you to send video over of. So every time you get one of these progressions down, I'd like you to film it, send that over, make sure that everything's done right. Making sure that you are playing the correct chords and all that good stuff. So the main thing I'm concerned about is the correct chords being played. So that's why I said if you just strum it once, that's fine. Try and do it in time still, but so you can. I'll put the metronome on at 60 and demonstrate a few ways. So again, I'm going to play this in the key of A to not give everything away. So the big thing here is remembering what happens in each position. Whether it's a major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, or half diminished 7, which is also minor 7 flat 5. So that's what you got in your guitar profiles there. Remember, minor 7 flat 5 is the same thing as a half diminished 7. So anytime you come across half diminished 7, it's a minor 7 flat 5. We are going to use minor 7 flat 5 for the most part in how we spell stuff out. Go with that setting. Alright, so I'm not going to say what it is I'm playing. I'm just going to do it. Let me think here. So that would be... you know what? I'm just going to make this easy on myself, and I'm just going to use bar chords. I want you to use all the open chord stuff that you did right out, okay? I'm just doing this to demonstrate real quick. So, strumming it all, everything 4 times, you'd have something like this. And again, I'm using a key. You aren't, just to demonstrate what's going on here. So, it would sound something like this if you're doing all 4 strums at 60. Ah, I played the wrong chord at the end. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's how it could go, playing every chord 4 times. If you do it 3 times, then you're going to give the 4th beat, you're going to use the 4th beat to get into the next chord. So something like this. You have 1, 2, 3, switch. 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 Done. Or the really easy way, or the easiest I think, just play it once and then use 3 beats to get into the next chord. So like this, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. So that's the idea. So again, every time you get each progression figured out and you can play it, record it. Only do 1 at a time. 1 at a time. So, in the key of C, using those 7th chords you have tabbed out, once you can run through that highlighted progression, once you can do that one 100%, and stick with that. Don't move on to any other ones until you get this. Record that, send it over. You don't have to wait for me to watch the video before you move on to the next one. So record it, send it, move on, okay? After you got this 100% correct, stay in the key of C, move on to the next progression. Get that correct, film it, move on to the next one. Staying in the key of C, get this 100%, film it, send it, move on to the last progression. Still in the key of C. Did you get it right? Film it, send it, move on to the key of G, and then start back over here. So, stay in the same key until you get all 4 progressions down, then move to the next key, go through the 4 progressions, and stay on whatever progression it is you're on until you got it before moving on. Alright? Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. And hopefully Skype's working for you, working for us. We'll see you next week.